humans are starting to see the magic again.
A butterfly landed on a fairy's shoulder and whispered something that changed everything. The fairy froze, her wings flickering like candlelight. Butterflies never speak, not out loud, not in whispers, not in any language fairies understand. But this one did. The humans are starting to see the magic again, it said, its tiny voice soft as wind through petals. Someone opened a door. They weren't supposed to.
The fairy's eyes widened. A door between worlds only opens once every 1,000 years. And only when someone with a brave heart and a curious mind stumbles into the right moment.
Who opened it? She asked.
The butterfly fluttered once, glowing brighter than before. A child, it said, one who still believes in us.
The fairy's heart raced. Human belief was rare, but childlike belief was powerful. She looked toward the distant hills where the veil between worlds had thinned, glowing faintly like a crack in the night. Then we'd better find this child, she said, lifting off the ground. The butterfly followed, tiny but brave, before something else does.
The forest stirred as they flew, branches bent toward their path, moss hummed beneath their feet, and the stars themselves seemed to rearrange into patterns, guiding them onward. The air shimmered with possibility, every breath tasting of forgotten dreams.
At last, they reached a clearing bathed in moonlight. A girl stood there holding a lantern. Its flame was small but steady, pulsing with the rhythm that matched the fairy's own heartbeat. Her eyes widened as she saw them descend, not with fear, but with recognition. "I knew you were real," she whispered.
The butterfly alighted on her hand, wings glowing like stained glass. "You opened the door," it said. The girl nodded. "I touched the old oak, the one with carvings my grandmother told me about." The door appeared. I didn't mean to, but I believed. The fairy's wings trembled. Belief is the key, but belief also invites everything through. From the crack in the night, shapes began to stir. First came gentle beings, deer woven from constellations, foxes with tails of flame, owls whose eyes held galaxies. They stepped softly into the clearing, bowing their heads to the child's lantern. But behind them, darker forms slithered, shadows with teeth, whispers with claws, creatures that had slept for centuries in the folds of forgotten nightmares. The fairy's wings flared, ready to shield the girl, yet the child lifted her lantern higher. Its flame grew, fed not by oil or wick, but by her belief. The light surged outward, pushing back the shadows. The dark creatures hissed, recoiling, unable to cross. The fairy gasped. This was no ordinary child. She was chosen. The butterfly whispered, "So long as she believes, the light will hold." The girl looked at the fairy, her voice steady.
"Then I'll believe forever." The forest shivered with joy, flowers tilted toward her, rivers sang, and the stars above burned brighter. The door pulsed alive, its archway shimmering with threads of possibility. The fairy realized the truth. The child was not just a believer. She was a guardian, and guardians were rare. The night deepened, and more beings gathered, some curious, some cautious, some ancient beyond words. The girl stood firm, her lantern blazing, her heart unshaken. The fairy bowed before her. "You are the bridge between worlds. With you, magic may not only return, it may endure." The butterfly added softly, "But remember, belief must be tended. Doubt is a shadow, and shadows are patient." The girl nodded, gripping her lantern tighter. "Then I'll keep the flame alive." And so beneath the moon and stars, the fairy, the butterfly, and the magical girl stood together at the threshold, protectors of both worlds. United by wonder, the door would remain open. Magic had returned, and this time it had a guardian.